Here at TCbH, we are no strangers to cryptic puzzles and narrative mysteries, particularly those of designer Rita Orlov and her publishing studio Post Curious. Since their debut Tale of Ord, these games have been captivating and meticulously crafted brain burners, evolving as the studio grew and Orlov mastered her craft, leading us to their latest title, Adrift. Adrift is a fully cooperative puzzle tale for 1 to, well, really however many players you want, but probably best topping out at 4, too many cooks and all that. The premise, insofar as I'll share in a spoiler-free review, is that players have been contacted by a person visited by 4 particularly vivid and otherworldly dreams, and the person has recreated items, poetry, and portraits for you to divine their portent. And being the good dream interpreters that you are, you do. In a non-linear fashion, you can tackle whatever the 4 dreams and its associated accoutrement, navigating a series of puzzles resulting in 4 final answers that, when combined, give clues to the source of the client's visions. This is where the game takes a turn from Orlov's prior work, adhering to a more strict structure that serves for a more approachable and reined-in experience. Each of the 4 dreams consists of a smattering of physical objects in a pouch that, when combined, becomes some bespoke, delightful, and curious puzzle in and of itself, as well as 3 poems and a portrait. Each poem is a puzzle leading to a clue necessary to solve the next, ultimately resulting in a final puzzle combining the artifact, portrait, and poem for the vision solution. The puzzles are every bit as devious, surprising, and challenging as I've come to expect from Post Curious over the years, and in spite of it not being my first rodeo, I was thrilled that the progressive hint system, offering gentle nudges and the ability to check that your sleuthing is going on the right path, is every bit as reliable here. The artifacts are wonderfully thematic and suitably tantalizing as you set your eyes upon each, and breaking the whole thing into 4 distinct chapters makes it easy to set up closing time for sessions. Speaking of which, this is by far the most concise release in the studio's catalog, clocking in at just under 4 total hours for our group of 4, though we may have been able to do it a little bit faster without the occasional distraction of our mutual children getting up to late night mischief while our puzzle solving was at hand. Adrift is also the slickest in terms of production. Beautiful, mysterious, and divergent. I love that not a piece is destroyed as part of solving the case, so it can easily be gifted or replayed down the road, which, given the high quality of writing and the mind bender of the puzzles within, would probably be well worth it in a couple years. That said, in spite of this feeling like a culmination of what's come before, the polished, streamlined production of the light and the mist, while maintaining some of the enigmatic physical objects of the Tale of Ord or the Emerald Flame, the tight structure is a double-edged sword. This is now easily the most broadly appealing game in the studio's lineup that I could see recommending to anyone who loves bespoke objects and a good mystery. But on the other hand, the game never quite reaches the same levels of wonder and depth as the earliest titles, that sinking feeling that there are puzzles within puzzles within puzzles that have you questioning at what point the game ends and reality begins. Nor does it have the deeply personal and riveting experience of my personal favorite game by the studio, The Light and the Mist. And while the game feels cohesive and the puzzles within each chapter are skillfully integrated, there's not so much of a dramatic finale tying it all together in one last Machiavellian puzzle, so much as it is a quiet combination and drift back into reality as though the game session were all a dream. But that's the thing, the game feels unique in the lineup, excelling in its strengths and building upon what's come before, so it's still a cut above the vast majority of narrative puzzle games available. Adrift is a promising next step for Post Curious, serving as both a brilliant entry point into their lineup and even this genre as a whole, or an extremely polished session for those veterans who are already puzzle tale inclined.
Perfect.